bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid shit. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie.
Was attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life.
Sure.
And he was very nice about it. He was like, "Oh, don't worry." So I was like, "Okay." Then Daddy goes and goes, "Dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her." What would you stick your tongue in my mouth or some?
What? No.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really.
Hollywood's tea kettle is boiling over, and the latest gossip is wild. Big names like Diddy, Ashton Kutcher, Will Smith, and even 50 Cent are caught up in a storm of juicy revelations, secret tapes, shocking scandals, and career-shaking drama. Is Ashton's time in the spotlight over? Why is Will suddenly speaking out? And was 50 Cent right all along? Buckle up because we're diving into the twists, turns, and behind-the-scenes secrets shaking up Tinseltown. You don't want to miss this roller coaster of surprises. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's rumored involvement. The rumor mill is working overtime again. And this time, it's bringing Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Sean Diddy Combs back into the spotlight. This all kicked off when Diddy appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live to promote his projects. But naturally, Kimmel couldn't resist stirring the pot. The host threw a major curveball, bringing up a wild, old rumor that Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, had once talked about. According to Deal, when Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez in the late 90s, Will and Jada allegedly tried to invite her for an unconventional evening. Kimmel didn't hold back with his question. He straight up asked Diddy, "I saw a guy on the internet who said when you were dating J.Lo, Will, and Jada tried to invite her for an unconventional evening, and you were going to confront Will. Is that true?" You can only imagine Diddy's reaction. He looked totally blindsided. He stared at Kimmel in disbelief and then quipped, "This show has gotten crazier since the last time I was here." Not missing a beat, Diddy laughed it off and asked, "No, you really heard that?" Kimmel, of course, was like, "Yeah, I watched it on the internet. You're telling me I can't believe everything I read." Oh, Kimmel, always ready to cause a scene. Diddy, clearly still trying to process it all, responded, "Jimmy, I thought we were friends. And you know how the internet does." Once the clip hit, social media exploded. Fans flooded Twitter and Instagram, commenting on how Diddy looked both amused and bewildered. Some folks cracked jokes about Kimmel's persistence, while others brought up Deal's original story. Apparently, Deal claimed this whole drama went down as star-studded party thrown by Matt Damon for Ben Affleck, where Diddy supposedly told him, "I think Will and Jada are trying to invite Jennifer. I want you to stay close because I'm going to handle this." Although the tale has a playful tone, it definitely sparked fresh speculation about the Smiths and their rumored ties to Diddy's controversial circle. And of course, it's only added to the ongoing buzz surrounding Jada's memoir and her Red Table Talk discussions, where she's been super open about her non-traditional marriage. That's definitely kept the Smiths in the gossip spotlight for a while now. In the end, Diddy shot down the rumor. But let's be real, it's not going anywhere. The curiosity about the Smiths' complex Hollywood relationships is just too good to ignore. For now, though, we're left with more questions than answers. Will Smith denies association with Diddy's parties. Will isn't here for the rumors, y'all, and he made that crystal clear during a show in San Diego. I ain't been nowhere near that man. Ain't none of that. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a lie. I even like baby. The crowd erupted in applause and laughter as Will paused, shaking his head. But yeah, I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people with so many things people say, so much stuff. But you know, that one, y'all was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad. While performing at the Observatory North Park, he paused to address some online chatter that's been making the rounds. Will's message was clear. He's not about to let rumors define his story. Will Smith sets the record straight. I ain't been nowhere near that man. Will Smith isn't here for the rumors, y'all, and he made that crystal clear during a recent show in San Diego. I don't have anything to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all the memes, he declared, addressing the crowd with a mix of humor and seriousness. Social media has been ablaze with speculation about celebrities who might have attended Diddy's now infamous parties, and Will's name has been dragged into the mix thanks to some old photos and wild theories. In a clip shared by TMZ, Will admitted he's seen the memes. Yes, those memes, and while some of them gave him a chuckle, others, not so much. Y'all memes are doing too much. It was having me mad, he admitted to the crowd, adding that he hasn't addressed these rumors publicly until now. For those still speculating, he set the record straight. I haven't been anywhere near no freak-offs. ain't did none of that goofy stuff. If you've been keeping up, Diddy's legal issues are currently the talk of Hollywood, with accusations ranging from misconduct to secret recordings at his infamous parties. These allegations have pulled a number of big names into the fray, and social media detectives have been having a field day. Will's name came up in discussions after some old photos of him at Diddy's events resurfaced, sparking debate about his involvement. But Will wasn't just serious during his denial. He managed to crack a joke that had the crowd laughing. Referencing the FBI's reported discovery of over 1,000 bottles of baby oil at Diddy's properties, Will quipped, "I don't even like baby oil." While Diddy's legal troubles are far from over, with over 120 alleged victims coming forward, according to attorney Tony Busby, Will is drawing a clear line in the sand. He's distancing himself from the drama and asking everyone to keep his name out of it. "The world we're in right now is really hard for y'all to figure out what's true," he said. And for Will, the truth is simple. He's got nothing to do with it. Ashton Kutcher's controversial past comes to light. Everyone's been talking about Diddy's legal issues, right? But hold on to your hats, because things are getting even juicier. Guess who's getting caught up in this whirlwind of scandal? Ashton Kutcher. So, you know how Diddy's infamous for throwing those legendary white parties? Well, it turns out Ashton was no stranger to these glamorous events. In fact, he was a regular, even co-hosting one in 2009. Throwback, right? But now that Diddy's in hot water, everyone's digging into everyone's history. And well, Ashton's past is starting to look interesting. Take this one, for example. Back in 2003, at the MTV Movie Awards, 12-year-old Davy Chase was backstage chatting with Diddy and Ashton. And get this, Diddy, who was 33 at the time, invited little Davy to his after-party. And Ashton? He was right there, all buddy-buddy with Diddy, just nodding along and smiling like it was all normal. Fans on social media didn't let this slide. They were furious and started calling out Ashton for not speaking up. Yeah, this video resurfaced in October 2023 and has seriously been trending ever since. And that's not all. People have also dug up some really questionable stuff from his punk days. Remember that 2002 episode where Ashton made some seriously controversial comments about celebs like Hilary Duff and the Olsen twins? He literally said the girls were all waiting to turn 18. Fans have been tweeting about it nonstop, sharing how uncomfortable they were with his past remarks. Honestly, it's like the internet's a time machine, bringing back all the not-so-glamorous moments. But wait, there's more. Remember the whole Danny Masterson thing? Yeah, that. Ashton got some major heat for writing a character reference letter for his That 70s Show co-star during his trial. Considering Ashton's been super vocal about his work with Thorne, his nonprofit to fight child exploitation, fans just couldn't wrap their heads around the contradiction. The backlash was loud, and Ashton and his wife Mila Kunis had to drop a public apology, with Ashton even stepping down from Thorne. And with the Diddy scandal blowing up, everyone's pointing fingers at Ashton too. Ashton Kutcher prepares to testify against Diddy. On an episode of the PBD podcast, Fox News host Jesse Waters dropped a bombshell. Ashton Kutcher has reportedly agreed to testify in the federal case against none other than Diddy. Yep, that Diddy, the one facing serious legal issues, including allegations of misconduct and other questionable behavior. And get this, Ashton, who's been cozy with Diddy for years, is allegedly concerned that some incriminating footage from Diddy's notorious parties might be coming his way. Waters shared that Ashton, fearing he might be caught on hidden cameras, Diddy allegedly had 250 of those around his mansion, is so worried that he's planning to move to Europe. As if that's the ultimate I'm out of here move, right? And why? Well, because Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, allegedly spilled the tea about Ashton being a regular at these infamous parties. Oh, and don't forget the FBI raid at Diddy's place, where they seized a bunch of those tapes. No wonder Ashton's under pressure. A source close to him said, the word is he's concerned he'll show up on Diddy's videotapes. Could you imagine your face popping up on some questionable footage? And then there's that little thing from 2019 when Ashton went on Hot Ones. Host Sean Evans tried to dig into those wild Diddy party stories, and Ashton, well, he danced around it. When asked, got any good party stories, he quickly dodged, saying, I've got a lot I can't tell. I'm cycling through them. Classic move to keep things vague, but it didn't exactly help with the rumors. Fans were quick to notice he was being extra evasive, leading many to believe he was trying to avoid addressing something. So, as Diddy faces these serious charges, Ashton's got to deal with the heat. Some sources are even saying that if Ashton saw or participated in those parties, it could be a major blow to his career. Social media users aren't cutting him any slack, either. They've been accusing him of protecting questionable figures in his life, especially after his support of Danny Masterson during the latter's trial. Looks like Ashton's hoping his testimony might give him some distance from all the drama. But as the case unfolds, we're all on the edge of our seats to see how much this ends up affecting his reputation, especially with the possibility of more incriminating details coming to light. Lawsuits and allegations against Diddy and Jay-Z. Guess what's been causing major drama in the entertainment world? A lawsuit has been filed against none other than Jay-Z and Diddy. The woman behind illegal action, known as Jane Doe, is accusing both of them of serious misconduct. According to the lawsuit, the incident happened after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards afterparty, when Jane Doe was only 13 years old. Jane claimed she was invited to a private event by a limo driver connected to Diddy. Once there, she says she was given a drink that made her feel disoriented. The lawsuit alleges that in her vulnerable state, both Diddy and Jay-Z took advantage of her, leading to what happened next. And while Jane has kept her identity private, as you'd expect, this is a huge deal because, hello, Jay-Z and Diddy are major stars in the industry. We're talking about the kind of fame that breaks the internet. But here's the kicker. This lawsuit also digs into Jay-Z's past associations with Diddy, which have always sparked rumors of possible questionable dealings. So, not only is Jay-Z facing these serious accusations, but there's also this huge cloud of past controversies hanging over him. No wonder this case is gaining so much attention. It's got everyone talking, from tabloids to Twitter. The lawsuit is being led by Tony Busby, the Texas lawyer who's made a name for himself by taking on high-profile cases. And with the amount of attention this case is getting, it's clear that the entertainment world is in for a wild ride. Hollywood scrambles to distance itself from Diddy. Diddy's parties have always been the talk of the town, and not in an "oh, what a great time" kind of way. Nope, think more along the lines of what's really going on behind the velvet ropes. Celebs like Ellen DeGeneres and Demi Moore, who were once all buddy-buddy with the music mogul, are now caught up in the whirlwind of drama surrounding him. And trust me, things aren't looking great for Diddy right now. Ellen DeGeneres, from party invites to side eyes. Let's talk about Ellen first. She's usually the sunshiny queen of daytime TV, right? But it turns out her past with Diddy is now under a major microscope. Ellen and Diddy had this funny, friendly dynamic, with him appearing on the Ellen DeGeneres show quite a few times. But here's the kicker. A clip from an old episode resurfaced where Diddy jokingly says, "I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't shown up." Yeah, that was before we knew all the controversial stuff tied to his name. Fans are now side-eyeing this comment, with one person even saying her facial expression says she's guilty, and another bluntly accusing she's in on it. And then there's that 2016 tweet where she called Diddy Cuddle MC Snuggle Stuff, which at the time was just funny and cute. But now, it feels a little off, doesn't it? Some are even speculating that her move to the UK might have something to do with dodging the Diddy drama. And of course, Elon Musk had to chime in, suggesting her move was totally because of the Diddy mess. Yeah, Elon, we see you. Demi Moore, the protective partner. But Ellen isn't the only one under scrutiny. Let's talk about Demi Moore. Before she married Ashton Kutcher, Demi was super protective of him, especially when it came to Diddy's notorious parties. Ashton, being the young, wild guy he was, loved partying with Diddy. But once he fell for Demi, that all stopped. Sources are saying that Demi basically shielded him from Diddy's most controversial events. Apparently, she had no interest in those parties, and her influence kept Ashton from diving into that mess. And now, with everything going down with Diddy, people are wondering if Ashton knew more than he let on. It's a messy situation. What's really wild is how both Ellen and Demi seem to be actively distancing themselves from Diddy now that he's in hot water. Ellen's chilling in the UK, out of the Hollywood spotlight, and even Mila Kunis, Ashton's wife, has her own stake in this drama, considering Ashton's past party days. Hollywood's game of dodgeball. As Diddy's legal troubles continue to unfold, it's like a game of celebrity dodgeball. Everyone who was once part of the circle is now scrambling to protect their own images. The once glamorous parties full of A-listers and luxury are suddenly looking a lot less fabulous and a lot more suspicious. And now, these stars are all trying to cover their tracks, whether it's moving overseas, staying quiet, or just cutting ties completely. So, as Diddy's past comes back to haunt him, it seems like a lot of Hollywood's elite are just trying to keep their heads down and avoid any further fallout. The question is, will they succeed, or will the truth eventually catch up with them? The music mogul, known for his flashy lifestyle and dominating the music scene, is now facing some major legal heat. We're talking serious legal issues, including allegations of misconduct and exploitation. Yes, you read that right. These accusations trace back to those infamous parties he threw back in the early 2000s. According to an anonymous source who spilled the tea to the New York Post, these gatherings were more than just lavish affairs. They were reportedly creepy and disturbing, with questionable activities happening behind the glitzy facades. Think a $500,000 price tag per party and some seriously controversial behavior going down behind closed doors. One event planner who worked on these parties detailed the bizarre setup at Diddy's mansion, claiming the place was decked out with hundreds of mirrors. Imagine walking into a room where you're literally surrounded by your own reflection. According to the planner, it was all part of the vibe to create a surreal, almost out-of-body experience, but with a lot of questionable behavior happening around you. The event planners also hinted at some not-so-glamorous models who were apparently more like workers than party guests. Basically, it was a wall-to-wall reckless indulgence situation, if you catch my drift. Federal raids and incriminating evidence. Fast forward to March 2024, and things just got even messier. Federal authorities raided 2 of Diddy's properties in LA and Miami and uncovered some seriously incriminating evidence. Tapes, more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and lube. Yep, that's a lot to unpack. This raid, along with numerous lawsuits, paints a picture of an extensive and systematic operation of alleged abuse and control, reportedly led by Diddy. Apparently, he used his power to manipulate and harm women, including allegations of drugging them to keep them in line. And just to make this even darker, there's even a lawsuit where a woman claims she was assaulted by Diddy and a female celebrity when she was just 13 after the 2000 MTV VMAs. Cassie's lawsuit, a disturbing picture. Sean Diddy Combs was accused in a lawsuit Thursday of subjecting R&B singer Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, to a years-long relationship that included allegations of abuse. Diddy has firmly denied all the charges, calling them false and unfair. But Cassie isn't letting him off the hook. In a public lawsuit, she's accusing him of assault and even drugging her, claims that paint a disturbing picture of the mogul's power and influence. Oh, and did I mention there's some other big names mixed up in this? Music producer Harve Pierre and actor Cuba Gooding Jr. are both named in the lawsuits, with allegations ranging from assault to participating in questionable activities. And in case you were wondering, some of Diddy's business pals are also getting pulled into the drama. Universal Music Group's CEO, Lucian Grange, is allegedly involved, with claims that he might have known about the abuse happening under Diddy's roof. But he's denied everything, of course. On social media, some of the people involved are like, nah, not us. Music producer Jones, one of the folks named in the complaints, took to social media to deny everything, saying, "This is a tale of fiction. I have never participated in, witnessed, nor heard of anything like this ever. I'm not part of this mess move." Hollywood's culture of abuse and silence. Will it ever change? Hollywood has always had a bit of a glitter meets grime reputation, and honestly, the latest tea on Diddy just stirs the pot further. People have been throwing side eyes at him for years, with whispers about power plays and manipulation. And let's be real, this isn't just a Diddy thing. It's like Hollywood has a rule book for turning a blind eye to this stuff. I mean, come on, remember Harvey Weinstein? His downfall was like Hollywood's oops, our bad moment. Social media, of course, is having a field day. Someone tweeted, "Diddy's name keeps coming up in these industry stories." Coincidence? I think not. Another user posted a thread comparing Diddy's alleged antics to the industry's history of keeping its dirty laundry in a back closet. And speaking of history, it goes way back. Shirley Temple once shared how an exec acted totally inappropriate when she was just 12. 12. This kind of stuff isn't a glitch in the system. It is the system. Diddy's case, though, hits differently because he's not just a music mogul. His influence is massive, like household name massive. People have pointed out how he's allegedly used his power to control artists' careers, shaping their paths in ways that sometimes feel more like chess moves than mentorship. But here's where it gets real. This isn't just about one guy. Hollywood and the entertainment industry at large have this habit of protecting its big players. It's like there's an unspoken rule. Keep the star shiny, no matter the cost. Hollywood's dark history, from Marilyn Monroe to #MeToo. Think back to Marilyn Monroe, calling Hollywood a complex and challenging environment. That's not just drama. It's a whole vibe that speaks to the pressure and exploitation so many face to make it big. And let's not forget Seth MacFarlane's roast at the 2013 Oscars when he joked about Weinstein and actresses. It was funny until it wasn't. That moment, it's become uncomfortable to look back on. Then there's the Maria Schneider story, where she revealed the behind-the-scenes treatment during the filming of Last Tango in Paris. The stories just pile up, from Reese Witherspoon sharing her own experiences to Busy Phillips calling out a director for harassment. And yet, the industry rolls on. Sure, the hashtag #MeToo movement brought significant changes, but it's not like Hollywood has suddenly turned into a safe haven. Even with all the scrutiny, people like Diddy still hold massive sway. Whether it's music, film, or fashion, fame has a way of shielding people, keeping their less-than-stellar actions tucked away like an old script no one wants to read. The real question, will Hollywood ever change? The real question is, will Hollywood, or the entertainment industry as a whole, ever really change? Because until the power dynamics shift, we're just going to keep seeing the same stories with different names in the headlines. As one Instagram user said, Hollywood needs a full-on reboot, not just a patch update. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is the most intriguing part of the video? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, check out the 2 videos on screen to keep watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing content in the future.